this is like my favorite thing to do in Galveston right now. So we appreciate y'all coming out, and always welcome more storytellers. So tonight we're raw dogging it. I did not have a chance to put my thoughts on paper, so here we go. About 15, 20 years ago, I had moved to Leander, Texas, as a result of my 17-year-long marriage disintegrating, imploding. It was not pretty. It was not. And I ended up, with me and my 3 kids, we moved into my sister's house with her and her family. This was a really good time in my life, I have to tell you. And for the first time in 20 years, I was going out by myself on a Friday night. My kids were at their dad's, and I had no idea what I was going to do. I'd always sought refuge at comedy nights when I was doing stand-up comedy, so I would just find an open mic and hang out there. But this was a Friday night, no mics. And I'd always turned left coming off a Nameless Road. It's really the name of the road, Nameless. And I felt completely nameless at the time and invisible. I'd always turn left coming off of Nameless. That's what I knew, that's what I was comfortable with, it's what we're doing. But that night I felt a little froggy, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna turn right. I have no idea what is to the right off of Nameless Road. So I drove just a couple of miles, and there was like a really cool dive bar on my left-hand side and it was packed. And I thought, this looks interesting. So I go in there, and they have some great live music, and it was awesome. It was awesome. I thought, well, this is not too far from the house. I can come here. And I'd only had 2 drinks, or 2 beers, and I was not inebriated at all. But when there was a store right across the street from the bar, and I knew the last thing that I could do was go home without cigarettes for the next morning. So I go to pull into the store, and there's cop cars in the parking lot. And it's like, 1:30 in the morning. And at this point in my life, there were so many domestic violence calls at our house. I did not like the popo anymore, okay? It was just never a good experience at this time, and I was not trying to have any more run-ins. I thought, you know what? Fuck it, I am not drunk. I can go in and I'll just get me some gum and my cigarettes and be on my way. Well, I go to check out, and next thing I know, I hear Karla Duplantis, and I hadn't been in this area very long, so it was very unusual to hear my name being called. And I turn around, and it's the police. I don't like the police knowing my name anymore. But I look, and it turns out he was like a Facebook friend from the comedy scene that I had never met in person. And so this bar became like my home away from home, and this is where I learned how to play in the sandbox again. I made friends here, and was learning how to be social again after, my marriage imploding. And this is where I met what the group of people that we now affectionately call each other the Riff Raff, Northshore Riff Raff. The way this name came about is a new bar was opening across the street from our little dive bar, and he made it known he did not want none of that riffraff from the dive bar spreading cooties or whatever in his new place. So, needless to say, that became another stomping ground for the riffraff. Turned out he made quite a nice profit off of the riffraff, and became not so selective about attendance after that. So, now this was really new, the bar construction and everything. And I had met my friend Doug Zilla, okay, this band that I'd always heard of called Burning Love, but I never knew that a Burning Love actually existed anywhere until I met Doug Zilla. Doug was as big as a house and proudly took up all the room he possibly could. And we went out on the town one night and we went to Roomies, the new bar. And when I'm drinking, when I'm paying for it, I'm conscientious of how much money I spend. But this night, every time I turn around, Doug Zilla is handing me a shot of Patron. And I think it's 7 or 8. It was insane. But I think, I need to go to the restroom. And I leave him sitting at the table, and I go to make my way to the restroom, and he's talking to some other people, and everything is fine. And I trip and fell on my way to the bathroom and just face planted on brand new asphalt. So drunk, didn't even know. I got up, went to the bathroom, and the bar manager's, "What happened?" "Oh, I just tripped a minute ago and fell." She goes, "Oh, honey, that's bad." And so by the time I got out of the bathroom and back to the table, a crowd of large men had surrounded Doug Zilla. "What did you do to her?" "I was fine when I left the table." He's like, "No, whoa, no, what are you talking about? I never touched her." "Oh, what? And I come back to the table and I said, "What? I just fell. It's all right, And they're like, "Okay, all right, fine, whatever." So I get up the next morning and go take a shower, and I still had not looked in the mirror or anything, and my face is hurting when the water is hitting it, and I'm like, "Oh Lord, what is going on here?" So I finally get out of the shower and I look in the mirror and I look like a poster child from a domestic violence public service announcement. My face was black and blue like you would not even believe. And it was like 2 weeks before it was even close to healed up. And Doug Zilla, he never let me forget about that, and he never bought me Patron ever again. In the Sandy Creek floods on July 4th weekend, Doug Zilla and his brother and his mom were just washed away. Everybody talks about Kerr County floods, but Sandy Creek outside of Austin has just been forgotten about. While my Riff Raff friends go every day and every weekend that they are possibly available to go clean up messes in our neighbors' and friends' homes. And they collectively have put people in 4 new RVs that were left homeless as a result of this. And but anyway, that's shit happens. And thank God if you have friends like the Riff Raff to help you to the next day. Thank you.